I'm Kelly. This is my beautiful best friend Christina. Today we have a fun video for you guys. Lots of you have actually requested this, and this is all about finding colors that are flattering for you. So this is a little bit of science. We did our homework, we did our research, we put together some ways that you can really help identify what colors are going to be most flattering for you. But please keep in mind that this is also very opinion-based. Even though it is scientific research, you don't necessarily have to live and die by these rules. These are just some guidelines for those of you who are looking for guidelines. We don't necessarily agree with every single color that they're telling us. Some of those colors we might really love, some of them don't work for us, and there are some colors that we really love and get lots of compliments on, even if they're not part of our color perfect choices. So keep that in mind and hope you guys will enjoy this.
Yes, and so whether you are someone who is interested in knowing what are the latest trends for every season and which stores have budget-friendly items that hit on those trends, or whether you're looking for fashion inspiration on tips on how to dress more stylish and take the mystery out of looking put together, then definitely subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. We come out with videos 2 times a week every Sunday and Thursday.
Okay, so there are some ways that you can identify whether you are a cool tone, a warm tone, or a neutral tone. And once you discover what category you fall into, then we're going to have some suggestions for you on colors that will really complement your hair, skin, eye color, and all those things, and at least give you a base of where to get started. So the first thing that you can do is you can look at your veins. So if your veins are more purple and blue toned colors, you are probably a cool. If your veins are more greenish or brownish shades, then you are probably more a warm. So you just look at, the easiest place to really look is the inside of your wrist, and just look and see, like, does it look more purple blue? Does it look more on the green side? For me, I definitely see more of like some purple colors, but I also see kind of a turquoise, which makes me think that I am probably a little bit more on the neutral side. And when you go through these different steps that we're going to give you, by putting them all together, that's really what's going to help you determine which of these you are.
Now, another way that you can also test your skin tone is by taking jewelry. Take some gold jewelry as well as some silver jewelry and hold it close up to your face and see which one looks better against maybe your skin tone, your hair color. If you find that you're gravitating towards those gold jewelries, then you are more of a warm toned individual. Versus if you find that you really like how those silvers are looking up against your skin and your hair, then you are going to be a cool tone skin tone. For Kelly and I, we actually did this test and we found that we fall into that neutral tone category. We liked both of those colors, and so that's why you will often find us wearing both a mixture of silvers and golds.
So this next little test that you can do to determine if you are cool tone or warm tone is looking at your hair and eye color. So cool toned people tend to have blue, green eyes, they can have gray eyes, they can even have darker eyes. However, they usually have hair that is either blonde or brown, silver, more violet undertones. Even if it's a darker hair, it has those more like violet undertones in it. So when you think of like cool haired blondes that have more of like a whitish or purplish base versus very yellow, those are going to be your cool tones. Your warm tone people are those people who have usually darker eyes, like browns or amber colored eyes or black. Their hair is usually going to be brown, red, black hair, and with some orange or yellow undertones. So if you look at those two things, that is how you can really help to determine if you fall into the cool category or the warm category.
If you are still a little on the fence about whether you are cool, warm, or neutral toned, you can also do this little test, and it's called the neutral color test. So take a look in your closet and see. Are you someone who has a lot of stark white clothing and black clothing? If so, you probably fall into the cool category. Versus if you have a lot more ivories, off-whites, brown, tans, then you are probably someone who is warm toned. And if you are like Kelly and I, we definitely have a mixture of both, which will mean that we definitely fall into that neutral category. Now, unknowingly and kind of subconsciously, you naturally will gravitate towards colors that you prefer and you like. So it might be just a little tip for you to help you kind of gear yourself in figuring out whether you are warm, cool, or neutral toned.
So this next one is a very easy one to help you determine, and it is all about how you react, how your skin reacts to being out in the sun. So cool toned people tend to be those people who turn pink or sunburn very easily, or at least turn pink and kind of sunburn before they turn into a tan. Warm toned people are those lucky people who have that bronzed skin that when they go out into the sun, they just turn into a bronzed goddess very quickly and easily, and they really don't tend to burn. Now, if you are neutral, you might be like myself, where certain parts of me will get a little bit more sensitive with the sun. So for example, my face definitely can turn a little bit red if I'm not careful. However, things like my legs and arms, they tend to tan pretty well. I am not a person who immediately goes out in the sun for a little while and just burns to a crisp. So that's another reason why I tend to identify more with a neutral. So that's one of those tests that, you know, will be pretty obvious to you. If you go out there and you quickly burn and fry in an instant, you know you're probably a cool tone. If you are bronzed and looking like, you know, Malibu Barbie, you're probably a warm tone.
Another great trick to figure out which skin tone you have is to figure out which celebrity you kind of identify with. So if you are a cool toned individual, you may identify with Kate Winslet, Nicole Kidman, Anne Hathaway, Lupita Nyong'o. However, if you are more warm skin toned, then you may actually identify with Beyonce, J-Lo, or Jessica Alba. And for the final category of the neutral skin tone, you may actually find the celebrities like Mila Kunis, Jessica Biel, or Jennifer Aniston kind of compares and is more similar to the way you look. So this is also just another helpful way to figure out which skin tone you are.
So this last step to really help you identify what are the most flattering colors for you in your clothing is to really think about what do you hold up to your skin and feel most beautiful in? And also, when you have worn color before, which colors do you tend to get the most compliments on? So if you are a warm toned person, you might find yourself really drawn to things that are more like muted greens and yellows and oranges, more orangey red type of tones. Those can tend to be very flattering on the warm colored skin tones. If you're more cool toned, you'll probably find that you like yourself in those vibrant blues, magentas, pink, blush pink colors are very flattering, emerald green. And then there are some colors that are universally flattering. So they will work for everyone across the spectrum. And those colors are true red, blush pink, as well as your jewel tones. So you will find Christina and I wearing a lot of these. And of course, jewel tones are things like emerald green, amethyst purple, ruby red. So those very vibrant colors, they really work well if you have very like pale, cool undertones. They also work well if you have the more warm undertones. So these are going to work for everyone. Well, we hope you found this helpful, and just remember, if there is a color here that you absolutely love that makes you feel beautiful, doesn't matter if it fits into that box or not, you should absolutely wear that color. This is just a guideline to help you out and just to feel your absolute best. So if you like this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to leave us a comment. Tell us what are your favorite colors to wear, and if you haven't yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And until next time, bye!